The Inquisitive Mamba Podcast, episode 59. Two guests joining today's show. Max Adams here.
Thanks for having me.
CJ Trunkett as well.
Pleasure to be here.
While we're here in sunny Southwest Florida, we're on the boat today. Lucia's behind the camera as always. And CJ, you wanted to come on the podcast for about a year now, and it's great to have you. So the floor is yours here for a little bit and talk about the CAVS.
Yeah, Joey, my CAVS, man, they're looking good. Four in the East, we pretty much have it locked up at this point, and now I think the biggest question is who we end up playing for round one. The Heat, they're making a run right now, and that's scary. As a CAVS fan, I'd much rather play the Knicks, because obviously.
It's funny you mentioned the Knicks because Jalen Brunson has been on an absolute tear this season. I really like what the Knicks have done this year, obviously, taking the ball out of Julius Randle's hands. It's nice to see, kind of a, refreshment there with the Knicks because they've been so bad the past few years, and I think it'll be a really good first round matchup with the Cavs and the Knicks. I don't know if I would be able to pick a winner just yet, but I think it'll be a great series all around, and I would love to see Jalen Brunson and Darius Garland go up and at it. Your thoughts?
Well, I'd say my prediction is it's going to be 5-1.
5-1?
4-1. 4-1.
Oh,
they're going to win in 5. They're going to win in 5. The Cavs are.
Okay.
Like I was going to say, my favorite thing about the Knicks is the better they are, the funnier it is when Knicks fans are inevitably just let down.
Yeah.
And I that's what I'm here for every year. I love it.
You love to see the downfall of the Knicks?
Just like the Yankees, too, when they lost. That was awesome.
Of course. Yeah, I understand.
They almost lost to small ball Indians, but...
they didn't. But so, CJ, you're a big food guy. Is there any good food you've tried as of late, maybe, around the block here?
Yeah, actually, just the other day down in Naples, I went to this place called Fernando the Bull. It's a Cuban joint, family owned.
Okay.
I actually, upon walking in there, I sat down, got my table. Some big burly guy walks up to me and he says, "Hello, Fernando." So I met the man himself, which, I always love that when you can really see the face and put the face to the name of
course,
where you are. And it was delicious food. I got a palomilla steak, white rice, black beans. Obviously, I got a cafecito.
I went there the other day.
Did you actually?
It's really good.
It is good. I think they have a house-made hot sauce. They were selling by the bottle, I saw. So it was hot, delicious. I'm a big hot sauce guy. I love hot sauce. So I think next time I go back, I'm gonna have to grab myself a bottle of that hot sauce.
Okay. So what?
Are you gonna ask about my food experiences?
I was getting there. You can't cut us off.
Sorry, I don't have a mic.
All right. So I was just about to ask you, what made you want to go there out of all places?
Well, I'm always looking for a good Cuban cuisine.
Yeah.
I'm going to school down there, and I had to get some lunch. So I went with our buddy Ben.
Ben Fullenkamp?
Ben Fullenkamp.
Okay.
So we went down there, lunch, a little bro date.
Yeah.
It was a nice time. He picked up the check, obviously, because he wine and dined me.
Yeah, there you go.
But
all right, so last thing I'll ask you, then we'll move on to Max. What would you rate your plate as a whole?
As a whole, I'd give it a 8-7.
Okay.
Out of 10. My only gripe I had with it was the palomilla. It was a little bit thicker than palomillas typically are, and not as large. Yeah. So less thin and spread out. The onions could have been cooked just a little bit longer on that grill, but other than that, delicious cafecito. As always, the best drink known to man. I love it. If you like coffee and you haven't had Cuban coffee, you gotta have this stuff.
So safe to say you will definitely be back.
Oh, 100%. I'm gonna go back, get that hot sauce, and hang out with my guy Fernando.
Max, the floor is yours now. Have you tried any good foods as of late? Maybe
Joe. Well,
Florida.
This morning actually, we went to Takote.
Oh, you've been there before, though.
I have, but I have to tell the people about the best Mexican food in Fort Myers.
Oh my goodness.
So we started with a queso to start.
Yep.
And really, it was really thin, which I'm not sure I was a fan of.
Can I inject for one thing? Did the queso, did it have like little...
Interject.
Did the queso, did it have little chopped up like green chilies in there?
No green chilies, just tomato.
Okay.
Just tomato. It was pretty good, but the chips were fried right before they came out. They were nice and hot. Mm-hmm. It wasn't the best queso, but it was fine. Then we moved on to the burrito.
Yep.
And this is the chicharron burrito. I don't know what that is, but it was delicious. I think it's fried pork skin.
No,
Yeah. And in the burrito. And it's just a next level. Also, no, you don't have to pay extra for avocado. It comes on the burrito.
Which is nice,
Which is insane. In this economy that we're in today,
Takote just doesn't different. It was only like $9.50 too. for the whole thing.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah, and the only problem with Takote is their service is utter crap. Like we did wait like 20 minutes after we finished our food to even pay.
Yeah.
And then things just went haywire. You couldn't get a water.
No, but
they wouldn't give you a water to go.
No, but
But food is good.
The food is good.
Food, 8.9.
Really? Wow.
Service,
Okay.
3.5.
Okay, so a few takeaways for me from Takote. The pico de gallo was extremely fresh. I said that to you at the table. I'm a big fan of having fresh food, of course, obviously, because nobody wants
rotten food.
Nobody wants food that's been sitting out for a couple hours upon end, like lettuce or whatever. So, anyways, but yeah, the food was really good. The pico de gallo was probably my main takeaway. And the next thing I will say is when we got to the counter, it was hard. It was hard for me to get it to go water. The guy pulled out the bottle of water, and I was like, no, let's just forget this. I'm just going to keep my patience. Then the girl comes up and she goes, no, we'll get you a tequila.
Joy, I will commend you. You do not do well in time with bad service, and you did. You remained composed. Yes,
I remained calm,
which I will commend you for.
And I think it has something.
I think Lucia has something to say in the back.
I think it has something to do with my foot as well. Go ahead.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
What about the place?
Hold on, we need Mike up here.
What about the place? Is it a good location?
I mean, it's
Good
close to
ambiance?
Fort Myers Beach. I think if you were looking for a Mexican place before you want to hit the beach, I think it would be a good spot. I mean, obviously right now with the condition of the beach, probably not the best, but it's got really good food. I think it's in a pretty good location. It's right off there of what?
San Carlos Boulevard.
San Carlos Boulevard there, yeah. So it's right off the kind of the inner pass there. So yeah, I think it's in a pretty good location.
All right. Well, actually, I have a quick story on this topic. But first, Max, what was that place with the chicken tandoor sandwich?
Oh, that is the Family Discount, spelled with a K, on the corner of John Morris and Old McGregor Boulevard. And you would never think that it had such a fantastic food experience as it is just a little. What do you call it, convenience store?
Yeah.
But there's a guy in there, and he's like, every time you see him, he's like, my friend, let me get you a chicken tandoor, and fantastic service there, and we need to get one of those for next boat day.
Oh,
Yes, I think it's the best meal you can have before going to the boat, going to the beach. This chicken tandoor.
Oh, that's the place you were talking about. I thought you were talking about like an actual restaurant. The quick.
No, it is.
I know, but I'm saying it's very quick. I thought it was like a sit-down type of place. That's what it got me in my mind.
No.
Their chicken salad is very good, by the way, and I'm a big chicken salad guy.
This lady at Publix, I was getting the BOGO chicken tender sandwich or something, and this lady
What is BOGO?
BOGO, it means basically. It's actually a really cool thing. It's basically if you buy one of something, you can get the second one for free. So you're essentially getting two for the price of one.
So like it's like 50% off too?
But you wouldn't be having 50% off if you only got one. If you only got one, yeah. So you have to get two to
so you get
the
one
deal.
and then you get a second one.
You get the second one for free.
Okay.
But yeah,
Why would you ever get one then? You might as well get two.
beats me. And yeah, this lady at the checkout, I went to the self-checkout, and
Right.
the lady there, she's like, you can go back and get the chicken salad one. I was like, I don't know if it's worth it for me yet. She's just, you can go back. You can go up to customer service, and they'll take it back. They'll take it off. And she was very adamant about me going back to get this chicken salad. And I had to get out of there.
You really wanted you to have the chicken salad. I think if you weren't so pressurized by Max, you probably would have went.
Well, I'd already paid for my meal. I had already paid for my food.
You don't even have to go to customer service. You can literally swap it right. I would have walked right up there.
That's what I was saying. Like, if you really wanted to help me out, you would have said, "Oh, just go grab it and switch it out." But Publix shopping is a pleasure there. I would never say a bad thing about it.
Not sponsored.
Other than actually my local Publix, I don't go there anymore for subs because this lady behind the counter repeatedly is just rude. And the first time you go, maybe she's having a bad day. I gave her the benefit of the doubt. But I go up there and I tell her how I want my sandwich. She's rolling her eyes. She's you gotta follow the rules. This. And I couldn't do it. I spoke to the manager there, and I never do that. I never talk to managers. I don't really care but yeah, that's not a Publix employee right there.
All right, CJ, so moving on to the next topic of the show. You're a big TV show guy. What TV shows have you been watching as of late? Maybe something that really, can catch the listeners' eyes, and maybe something you can put on the map, or just a good show in general.
I like to watch all sorts of stuff. Lately, I've been watching Ted Lasso. I've been loving that. Coming home Wednesday nights and watching my Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
The thing about that show is it's just pure
Comedy?
Not even comedy. It's just pure like. What's the word for like being nice?
Genuine?
Yeah, it's just a genuine show, and it's about treating people the right way. It's a feel-good show, and I'd be lying if I'm a softie. I shed a tear here and there, when I see a nice happy scene.
Yeah.
And I don't cry at sad scenes normally.
I think I can. I don't know. I can't speak for you, but it does make me sad. Obviously, at the end of episode 1 when he's FaceTime.
Spoilers.
Oh yeah, that is
You're
sad.
gonna watch it.
But
viewers might.
No, yeah, we're not going to spoil
That's
stuff.
okay. That's
You don't
fine.
wanna-
That's fine.
But it's a common theme throughout the whole
That's
show.
okay. If it's no big deal. Anyways, at the end of episode 1, when he's FaceTiming his son, and he says,
His new dad got him a Xanos
his mom's
Infinity Gauntlet.
Xanos Infinity, and Ted just sits there and just starts to crumble.
Yeah,
he's so far
that is
away.
tough.
And
That second season, they really went into all the therapist stuff. It was nice.
It was really
good
nice.
to see that.
So you watched episode 1, of course. I haven't seen episode 2 yet. Have you?
Oh, episode 2 was awesome.
Okay,
It gets
all right,
way
all right,
better.
all right, we're not-
way better. I'm
we
excited
won't
for
go
where the
there.
season's going to go.
We won't go there.
I've been watching that. I watched Mandalorian, the Bad Batch, the Star Wars shows.
Yep.
I think they're doing a good job.
Yep.
Disney, I feel like they screw some stuff up, but I think Star Wars are doing okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
What did you think of The Last of Us?
The Last of Us?
Yeah, what did you think of it?
The Mid of Us, you mean? Because I don't know. It was all right. I thought it would be
Did you
better.
play
I
the
love
game?
Pedro Pascal.
Did you play the game?
No, I never played the game,
Oh, okay.
which I think was nice. I went into it without any expectations of anything.
Right. I think that's
But I don't know. Just something. I thought it was good.
I think Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey played a hell of a role.
Oh yeah, I think the actors were great. I just think it could have been better. I don't know what they could have done better because
I know you did mention that you were wanting to see more zombies, but obviously they were focused on the whole clicker type thing.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm talking about. The clickers
like I said, I was a little disappointed that it got cut short because there was only 9 episodes instead of 10, and the last.
A lot of shows are doing that now, like Succession. That last season of Succession.
I only watched like one episode of that, but it does look very good. And the next.
What do you mean it was cut short?
There was supposed to be 10. It should have been 10 episodes.
Why?
And that's how most HBO Max shows have been, and as of late.
What would have they put in the 10th episode that they didn't put in the 9th?
I think they could have elaborated more at the end of the story of episode 9.
More zombies.
Well, no, not that, but just the way it went. I guess.
I feel like there's no reason to add a 10th episode if you finish the story at the 9th, though.
They didn't finish it because there's going to be a season 2.
I agree with that, though. There's no point to just add episodes for no reason.
But
You're kind of like, have you ever seen the movie Spinal Tap, where this one, like they have an amplifier and theirs goes to 11, and this one's one louder?
Yeah.
That's kind of what you're doing. It doesn't need to be a 10th episode just to be a round number, though.
Everybody agreed there should have been a 10th episode. And the fact that it was only 9 episodes and it was the shortest
I need to step out. I need to drive the boat. You guys keep talking.
It was the shortest. Episode 9 was the shortest of the 9. That makes no sense if you think about it. Whereas there should have been 10. It's just the way HBO Max shows have gone. There should be 10 instead of 9. That's what I'm saying. I just think that makes the most sense.
But only if you need it. Another show I've been watching. I haven't actually been watching it, but One Piece, man. This show. If you haven't watched it, get on it.
I don't know what that is.
It's on Netflix now. They're making a live action show. Every episode, the budget is comparable to the budget of a Game of Thrones episode.
Okay.
Towards the end of that show. So it's like a $10 million an episode budget.
Okay.
Hopefully they do it justice. I'm hoping a lot of more people end up watching it and enjoying it, because I truly think it's one of the best stories of all time.
Okay. Did you watch the show You?
I watched the first 2 seasons.
Oh, you haven't seen season 3 or 4 yet?
No, I think it's creepy. I don't like it. I don't like the premise.
I have to see part 2 of season 4.
Okay, so you understand kind of where I'm at. Okay, that show, season 4 is just really, really good. I mean, there's so many twists and turns. Obviously, you haven't seen the end of season 4, the second part, but the first part obviously is really good, and you definitely got to check it out when you get
I don't think so. I'm not into that stuff. I think it's very evil.
I like the whole. It's a TV show. What do you like? They have to make it interesting.
If you eat bad stuff, your body's going to become full of bad stuff, and you're going to be sick. You put this bad stuff in your mind.
Most normal people, when you sit out there, you're not thinking of, I'm going to go kill people, or I'm going to go put drugs in people's body. When you watch a TV show, you know it's fiction. It's a movie. It's a TV show.
I think it's interesting because they make you feel bad for the guy.
In a way, they do. Yeah, they do.
They show you his whole thought process.
Yeah, they do. You haven't seen part 2 of season 4, but once you get there, you'll start to understand. Yeah, you're at the beginning of the part where Kate and It's not Joe. What's his name? I can't think of it now. It's not Joe Goldberg. He goes by as Professor Moore. Jonathan Moore. Jonathan Moore and Kate, their relationship is starting to it's starting to form. You're starting to really see how it goes, and then you'll start to see, obviously, later on in season part 2. I won't spoil anything, but I think you'll like it. You definitely you have to watch it. And the one thing I will say is part 2 went by really, really fast.
Okay.
So that's another one thing for me. I was like, damn, this went by really fast. So
add another episode.
You definitely got to check out you when you get a chance.
I will not be doing that.
There's one thing you told me on the boat, and I did not know this. We were talking about country music before, and Lainey Wilson, she's on Yellowstone. So talk a little bit about that. You found that out from a podcast, and I was kind of interested and curious to know how that all came about. So how did that even come about? Like, I didn't even know she was on Yellowstone. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, well, I guess they just called her up and they said, hey, we want you to play this character on the show. You're a musician.
Yeah.
You can come out and sing your own songs. So she's singing her own songs on the show.
Yep.
And I mean, that's a great show too, Yellowstone. I'm a big fan of Lainey Wilson. I wish I had gotten tickets to see her and Hardy down here at Hertz Arena.
Yep.
So maybe I'll try to scalp some before the thing. But I don't know if people are going to be selling those tickets.
Yeah.
Very popular artists right now, both of them.
Unfortunately, CJ Trunkett and I got cut short of the podcast, but it was a pleasure to have him on the show. We talked some NBA. We talked about some food he's tried in the past few weeks. Max was on there as well, so it was great to have 2 guests on there for the show. As always, make sure to listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts at the Inquisitive Mamba Podcast, YouTube as well, TikTok clips and shorts at the IQM Pod on TikTok and Instagram. As always, thank you for listening to us, and we will see you next time.